sake.
Okay, so let me try and end this segment by asking you. We started this entire part by talking about is there nothing that's good anymore, or whatever Wenger said. Nothing is good anymore, he said. So I'm going to ask you right now, currently in today's football, what is good enough for a manager? Okay, and you can give me different views. Some may think from a development side, some may think from a trophy perspective, some may think from another perspective. So Arjun, let me ask you, so what do you think, what would you term good enough for a manager? Like if you were to create a benchmark, what would it be?
Like, I think the really good part of this question is that because we all are fans from 4 different clubs, the answers would be 4 different answers because you see through that lens. So I would say progress. Like if you see the team you support being better in every metric today than it was 12 months ago, then yes, I would say that's progress. If you see, okay, it's just like a 5-game period that they've done well and then it's inconsistent, no. So progress and consistency are the 2 main factors as to what I'm going to judge and what I've always judged Arsenal teams by, and Arsenal teams by, and even opposition teams. And that's the one reason why I always felt like I don't understand why people used to compare Ole and Arteta, because I never noticed any major difference between how Man United played through the years. Like it was just similar tactics. There was no progression over the period of 3-4 years or 2-3 years. But with Arsenal, I could see that, trying to be as unbiased as I can. But like that's the thing. I would only look at consistency and progress as to see, is it good enough? And if I see that, then yeah, I know the results will come. I'm not worried about that.
Okay. Atanu?
Yeah, I think with United's perspective right now, I would go for a title challenge, just close the gap between the leaders and reach a final, try to win a silverware, because we do have a good squad. And to what Arjun said, I think we did see improvement, we did see progress, but it wasn't at a large scale. Like Arsenal did go from, I won't, I like, I apologize, but below 10th team place.
Let's not apologize.
It's a podcast, huh? Like it's not.
They went from bottom half to the top half, but with United it was from 3rd to 2nd, from semi-final juju to final juju. So that was the only thing that changed. So it was on a smaller scale. The progress wasn't big enough, but right now we do have a good squad. So I would like to see we close down the gap between the top teams. Just try to push it, enter the title race, reach a final, try to win it. That's my only aim for the season.
Okay, and Yashodhan, I suppose, I mean, being a Chelsea fan, I can't accept anything less.
Put your like feet up. Just say nothing.
We just need trophies right now. I mean, the only time I've ever seen Chelsea fans relax a bit was during Sarri and the Lampard reign. Before that, every season has to be a trophy, a guaranteed trophy. So even now, okay, Sarri season, again, we did win a trophy. We weren't challenging for the league. And I'll tell you this, if you've noticed all the Chelsea managers in the recent past, we've not actually had a squad that can every single year challenge for the league title. In this decade, the previous decade under Mourinho, Ancelotti, every year it was between SAF and whoever the Chelsea manager was. 1 and 2 was guaranteed. Then you had Liverpool, Arsenal compete for 3, 4, maybe, yeah. But in this decade, we've not seen that from Chelsea. And that's what I want from a Chelsea manager henceforth. Just every single year, don't go in with an expectation. Under Sarri and Lampard, it was, let's try for a top 4 this year and win some silverware. Now it's win the league, win the Champions League, go all out. And with Tuchel, fingers crossed, there are big hopes. We can win a lot of trophies. Just stick with this guy, man. Please don't sack him.
That's happening next year when they don't win anything. Second.
Yeah, and I'm ready for it already, because I know if we lose 5 games in a row, Tuchel's out.
Yeah,
I'm ready for it.
And he's
I'm
only
prepared.
on an 18-month contract, right?
He got the extension.
extension.
Yeah.
Does that frustrate you sometimes?
Yeah,
it did.
UCL helps.
It did only during the Lampard reign, because when a manager was sacked. Of course, during Conte also, I was a bit sad, but then you could see that the squad wasn't playing for him in the second half of the season. He wasn't backed enough by the board, because you spent around 200 million and you gave him likes of Barkley, Drinkwater, Zappacosta. I mean, you could clearly see things weren't good with him and the board. So I was like, fine, jane do. And let's see what happens with the next manager. So yeah.
Just one point though, because like right now, Liverpool and Man City have had managers for 5-6 years, and they've had a consistent, progress.
Yeah.
And every game that goes on, you can see the difference in class in the sense, the amount of how well drilled they are. Yeah. And to break that gap is a lot. So, when Atanu, you were saying that you want to bridge that gap, it can't be done unless you have a Chelsea business model, if you don't have that consistent improvement, and the point I was trying to make was, even when United reached the final or a semi-final, it did not seem like
it was from
they did something great to be there, It was the circumstances that led them there, and fair play, they did really well to get there, but it didn't feel like, United are like Sir Alex Ferguson's team, or they've come somewhere else.
Like, there were instances where I felt the same.
So,
but I do get what you're trying to say.
Drawing comparisons, like when we went to the Champions League final in 2017-18 and we lost to Madrid, like for me, it didn't feel like, that was our only shot and we've lost our only chance. It felt like, okay, we are building, and the next year we came and we won the Champions League. So
I do compare this. Yeah, I do compare this because I think you lost the Europa League final as well to Ajax.
No, we lost it to Sevilla.
Yeah, you lost the Europa League final. You reached the Champions League final, lost again, and then won the Champions League. So I was hoping for United to go to the Champions League final this time and lose it, because just drawing comparisons from what other teams were doing.
Yeah, I did the same thing when Lampard was manager with Klopp and everything, but then I don't need to do that. I mean, Marina and the board, they're going to do it themselves. And we don't need to go for let's go to the Europa final first.
No.
Let's go to UCL final then. No, we just go there, we win. Under Sarri, we went there, we won.
I want this type of confidence soon enough in my life.
Yeah, and with Tuchel, I mean, nobody expected that UCL. I mean, come on, everyone was making fun of Rudiger and everyone. But then as soon as the way he came in, you could just see, and the draw was helpful as well. I mean, with UCL, it has to be helpful.
No, that's true. But
go on, sorry.
No, I was just saying, when you came against City, I kind of knew that you would.
But I mean,
at that point,
the day he was signed.
Yeah, at the day he was signed, that I was.
No. I was like, let's see where he does, because we were already drawn to Atletico. I was like, let's just get past them first.
And his tenure at Dortmund wasn't the best towards the end. He did struggle, so I was interested to see. It was definitely going to be a different sort of Chelsea that we had seen before him.
Correct.
But I was interested. I didn't think that. So if you go by, I think the same thing that happened with Di Matteo, where you said. Andre Villas got sacked midway. So if you go by that, maybe I had that slight inclination that history would repeat itself.
But with Di Matteo, you could see that entire team was a process of what Jose and Carlo had built over the years. With this team, it was just broken pieces, and this guy just comes in and does magic all over the squad. Because this squad, we lost the FA Cup final twice to Arsenal, to Leicester. We had lost the Carabao Cup 2 years ago under Sarri to Man City. People were saying that this squad doesn't have the mentality to win. We do not have leaders in this squad. And then Tuchel just comes in, and every single person is a leader now in that squad. So sometimes you just need the right manager.
Yeah,
but I also think it's about the club. Like in this case, I think it's a lot about Chelsea, because it's not easy for players to, go every 2 years with a new manager and rotate. And that's why, like, for example, if Tuchel was at Arsenal or Tuchel was at United, he might not have made that much of an influence, because Chelsea, the players are used to having that rotation and that recycling. I think it depends on the perfect marriage between club and manager, so to speak.
The trophy pressure also gets the best out of the manager. You don't have that at Arsenal, and even right now now at United you do have it because of the squad, but these years you didn't.
But we don't have any ambition of winning because our board
Chelsea,
says get top 4, we'll be happy.
But at Chelsea, like Tuchel didn't have any pressure on winning, right? Did he? Like when he signed, the objective was to steady the ship, not to win the Champions League.
But he won it,
everyone knew that as soon as Tuchel steadies the ship for the 6 months, he has to win it next year. He has to win a league or a trophy next year, and he did it previously. So
he did it sooner than expected, which is
something similar to what Yash said about AVB and Lampard being sacked and you winning the Champions League. Solskjaer in his farewell interview, I don't know if you've seen some clips of it. It was very emotional, but he did say towards the end that whenever he has been sacked as the manager of Molde or he is left, they've won the league. So he expects the same thing to happen at United.
Okay.